Ryan Anderson, Stan Van Gundy, and Grant Hill here with me. And in a few moments, we'll hear from our reporter, Ali LaForce. And a look at Minnesota's opening lineup. DiVincenzo and Edwards are the backcourt. McDaniels at the 3 with Randall at the 4. And it's Gobert in at the center position. Inside, Smith and Şengün. Tari Eason is out there with Thompson, and it's Durant in at small forward. These are two teams with a clear identity, Grant. Defense is their backbone.
Oh, B.A., I don't expect to see many easy buckets between these two defenses. They're disciplined, hard-working, and gritty. And, of course, they make you work for everything.
Randall can't hit. Thompson against DiVincenzo. Şengün, a screen on DiVincenzo. Pass to Şengün. This one for 3. Randall pulls down the board. Minnesota's gone 0 for 2 from outside. Here's Gobert. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Stan, Rudy Gobert. He can be a double-double machine, but his real importance is on the defensive end.
Yeah, he's been named Defensive Player of the Year 4 times, which is tied for the most in NBA history, B.A., and he's been the anchor of multiple top-ranked defenses throughout his career.
And offensive rebounding, one of Rudy Gobert's specialties, Grant.
Yeah, in some games, over half his points come from second-chance opportunities. You know, B.A., even when you block him out, he can reach right over you and get that board.
Durant, and Gobert with a block.
Well, Rudy loves erasing shots. Every chance he gets, he'll take a swipe at you. He may need to take a seat and recalibrate. That's his second foul in under a minute.
All right, the Rockets making a switch here. Van Vliet's checked in. And about a minute gone in the first quarter. Edwards looking it over. Outside, DiVincenzo fires the 3. The offensive rebound. Pass to McDaniels. And here's Randall, covered by Smith. 4 on the clock. For 3, DiVincenzo. He gets rebounded by Houston. Ooh, Gobert with a steal. Out to DiVincenzo. Here's the 3. No good that time. And here are the Rockets. Durant for 3. And another miss by Houston. The Timberwolves have gone 0 for 5 to begin this game. Here's McDaniels, right side, DiVincenzo. Shot is up. Minnesota again missing.
And that's one he wants back, just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
Durant for 3. Randall pulls down the board. And it's Edwards with the ball for the T-Wolves. And let's send it over to Ali LaForce.
A bit ago, Ime Udoka and I were able to chat. Immediately, Anthony Edwards came up in our conversation, and Coach kind of chuckled and said, well, I don't know if anyone on the planet can slow this kid down. He's on his way to becoming one of the best in the league, if he's not there already. Looks like they're going to roll the dice on one of the league's most talented players. Guys, back over to you.
And Ali, thank you for that. Now here's DiVincenzo. Pass to Gobert. Now McDaniels. Back to Gobert. And it's Kevin Durant with the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
So for the Rockets, Adams checked in for Şengün. Clint Capella comes in for Smith. And it's Shepard in for Amen Thompson. And then for Minnesota, Reed's checked in for Gobert. The Sumu comes in for McDaniels. And Mike Conley is subbed in for DiVincenzo.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Stop the drought. Oh, and Reed with a block.
Well, Reed really gets after it on defense. He's a big man that loves coming up with blocks.
Finney Smith checked in for the Rockets. Stolen by Conley. It's a one-on-one situation. Got it. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
Another stat they're doing well is in blocks. They're keeping their hands up and closing out quickly on shooters. And not only can he burn you from deep, Shepard is also skilled inside. Just great work there.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Randall. Three-pointer. Good. The assist goes to Edwards.
When you have Randall on your team, he'll space out that floor.
1 minute left in the first quarter. Here's Shepard. He's covered by Dosunmu. Pulls up. Offensive board. Capella finds Van Vliet. Here's Finney-Smith. Sends it home from three-point land.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Van Vliet against Conley. The kick out to Edwards. From outside, off the mark. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And here's Shepard for three. He's off on that one. The Timberwolves lead by 3. Conley looking for an opening. And Edwards slams it in.
Did you guys see that? What an insane slam.
Man, you got to have some hang time to pull that off. Just 3 on the clock. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's Minnesota. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Timberwolves?
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep that kind of intensity for the entire game. But if they can come close to that, they'll be in a great spot.
Katie and Smith, the lengthy duo at forward. Amen Thompson out there with Tari Eason. And it's Şengün in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Pass to Smith. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
Wow. Smith going for a slam. He wants everyone to know that he's arrived.
Dosunmu with it. Yet to see a basket. Here's McDaniels. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Durant. DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Minnesota.
For Minnesota, number 0, DiVincenzo.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. From behind the arc. Thompson pulls it in.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks, guys. The Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Anson is focuses being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. And after that surprising Karl Anthony Towns trade, it took time for Minnesota to gel.
Yeah, last season some inconsistency, but they seem to find a groove down the stretch, capping it off with a deep run.
That one's good for 2.
You gotta love how Şengün attacks on the interior.
Quarter 2 and about 2 minutes in. DiVincenzo against Eason. A deep 3. Smith with the rebound.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's jacking him up from way out there these days. You want guys to stay within themselves.
Count the basket.
Add Katie's mid-range J to the game's unblockable shots alongside the sky hook and the step-back 3.
Now here's Highland. Still no points. to win the drought. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Now here's Durant. Şengün, a screen on McDaniels. Durant, pass to Şengün. And here is Thompson. Oh, they get a hand on it. It's stolen by Highland. Ooh, Durant with a steal. 4-3. Yes, sir! The smooth stroke of Kevin Durant.
Oh, check out Durant with the wily pull-up, striking when the defense least expects it.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And the Rockets going with a whole new group out there. And then for Minnesota, Randall, he's checked in for Reed. Edwards comes in for McDaniels. And Conley subbed in for Highland. Got a hand on it. Van Vliet scanning the floor. Here's Shepherd. He's guarded by Conley. The floater. And it's Shepherd missing. Timberwolves trail by 4. Outside, DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Three-pointer. Down it goes. Edwards for 3.
Well, you have to be careful with Edwards on the arc because he is completely fearless.
It's Edwards on the wing. Fires for 3. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Here's Shepherd. DiVincenzo covering. The kick out to Van Vliet. Here's Finney-Smith. Pass to Adams. And stolen by Edwards. Now DiVincenzo. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
And here's Edwards outside. Oh! Edwards showcasing the range.
Look, if Edwards is hitting that shot, there's not much you can do defensively to stop it.
On the wing, Finney-Smith. Will it go? Gets the 3 ball to go. Finney-Smith's got 6.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
Well, and as a fan of the game, you have to love these back and forth moments.
From deep, Conley. It doesn't go for him. That one doesn't drop. Anthony Edwards has been on display for the Timberwolves. He dropped 3 threes in that quarter. They haven't found an answer for him yet. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
I'm here with Chris Finch, and Coach, any adjustments that you'd like to see on the offensive end?
Yeah, I mean, ideally we'd like to get some movement and get into a bunch of random pickup.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Boy, you gotta like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
Through the first 2 quarters and change, his perimeter shooting continues to be spot on.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first 2 quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's 5. Edwards is the 2, McDaniels the 3. Randall and Gobert are in the middle, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. And you might think the toughest picks are set by the bruisers, but some say the shooters actually set the best screens. Why is that?
Well, the guy guarding a shooter doesn't want to leave their side. So when they screen you, you get no help.
And you think back to when McDaniels was drafted. Everyone talked about his potential. Now they're talking about his consistency as a contributor, especially at the defensive end.
Now here's Durant. He's got 5. And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him. Durant's got 7. Minnesota in the lead. McDaniels, a screen on Thompson. Edwards with it. Durant covering. Edwards, so good inside.
Yeah, I really like when Edwards shows this kind of patience, allowing the play to develop over time.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey, there's a resemblance in Alperen Şengün's game. Coach Udoka said he's got a little bit of Joker in him. That's the first thing you'll see. Şengün acknowledged the comparison, adding our passing skills and touch under the rim is similar, but Joker is like monster level. I want to get to that level. Guys, back to you.
He is on the rise. Thank you, Allie. And the ball out of play. Timberwolves will have it, and Minnesota with some changes. Reed comes in for Rudy Gobert, and Ayo Dosunmu subbed in for DiVincenzo, the #1 overall pick in 2020. Grant, you think Anthony Edwards has a shot to become the best American-born player in the NBA?
You know, I think his aspiration is higher than that, B.A. He's thinking MVP, face of the league. And if you ask me, he has the talent to do it.
Well, smart idea from McDaniels, looking to convert inside.
Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
And another miss by Houston. And here's McDaniels. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Outside Reed. Randall outside. Back to Reed. Randall outside. Puts up a deep 3. The Rockets pull it in.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
The 3, Smith drops in the 3. Smith's got his second bucket on the night.
And Smith has such confidence rising up from deep. This is what's going to make him so dangerous here in the pros.
Thompson against Edwards. Goes up at the elbow. It's rebounded by Şengün. Rockets trail by 5. Picked by Smith for 3. Durant knocks it down from distance. Durant's got 5 points in the quarter.
Watch how Durant disrupts the defense with the pick and roll, creating an opening for himself.
Dosunmu with it. He's picked up by Eason. Right side McDaniels. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. McDaniels got 7 points.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now here's Thompson. No points so far, and the bucket is good.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Pass to Edwards. And 1:01 left in the third quarter. Back to Dosunmu. Clock at 6. Here's Reed. Lets the 3 fly. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Such a confident shooter. Reed was ready as soon as the ball got to him.
It's Thompson, high post. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Here's Randall. 27 seconds left in the third quarter here. Dosunmu outside. Shot's blocked. Thompson in the post. Guarded by Edwards. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
That's unreal. I mean, Thompson, that was going to hit his head on the rim one day. Oh.
Back to Edwards. Shoots over Thompson. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's Minnesota up by. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Well, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Van Vliet and Shepard, they're the guards. Steven Adams out there with Clint Capella. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 slot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
And whenever Adams is aggressive on offense, it helps big time, especially when he's dunking it hard inside.
Edwards with it. Finney Smith's there. Back to Edwards. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Here's Gobert. Adams grabs the miss. Adams has got 5 rebounds tonight to take the lead. On the wing, Finney Smith. And that misses. That would have put him up. Timberwolves shooting just 35% from the floor. DiVincenzo, no good there. The Rockets trail. Here's Shepard. He shoots over DiVincenzo. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good. Pass to Gobert. Stolen by Van Vliet. Here's Shepard. Launches it from deep. And they get it back. And it's Van Vliet off the drive. 6 on the shot clock. And there's Shepard. That one's good on the assist by Capella. And the Rockets lead by 1. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Yeah, another thing they did well defensively, closing out. Inside and outside, their defenders were flying out to shooters.
Durant, he's checked in for Finney Smith. And then for Minnesota, Julius Randle's checked in for Reed. And Jaden McDaniels subbed in for Conley. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. They said in the huddle...
Oh! Edwards with the highlight reel jam.
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
Houston has got 6 out of 15 threes so far in this game. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Durant. Oh, rejected by McDaniels.
McDaniels is such a disruptive defender. Inside, outside, he's a pest everywhere.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. Good, Edwards.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments. Yeah, he's a guy you want at the line, and clearly not affected by the moment.
Capella, screen on McDaniels. Up top, Adams. Durant fires! The 3 ball is down!
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Strong drive by Edwards. Gobert, now Edwards. Another chance.
Well, when Edwards is pulling out pump fakes, it's borderline unfair.
First free throw is good, and that gives him a lead. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Well, no doubt about those free throws coming up big in the clutch.
Durant. Looming large, KD.
And that's big-time stuff from Durant. He loves being the guy to take important shots.
Here is DiVincenzo. McDaniels, outside DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Oh, the swat by Adams. DiVincenzo on the wing, guarded by Van Vliet.
Oh, whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Van Vliet against DiVincenzo. 34 seconds left to play in the fourth. Here's Adams. Durant inside, working on McDaniels.
Oh, what a clutch performer. It's clear that Durant loves the spotlight and embraces that chance to take those huge shots.
Now Edwards. Jacks up a three. Misses the three. Outside Durant. And we are headed to overtime. A do-or-die defensive stop, and they came up big. Time expires. We're going to overtime. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this game. McDaniels at the 3 with Randall at the 4. Ayo Dosunmu out there with Bones Highland. And it's Reed in at the 5 spot. Şengün. Oh, and Reed with a block. Now McDaniels. Here's Randall. Fires the 3. It's cleared away by Thompson. Durant. Now Şengün. Tipped. And now the T-Wolves on the break. And the breakaway jam. A thing of beauty.
And look, that's excellent hustle there by Reed. He deserved to get rewarded in transition.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
First personal foul. First team foul.
The first one falls.
Line for 2.
Both free throws good from Thompson.
And what I like about Thompson, along with the high-level athleticism, he has a high-level feel for the game.
Randall outside.
2 minutes.
Releases from 15. Reed. Tries again. Rebounded by Smith.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Here's Durant. Now Şengün. Jams it home.
Yeah, great finish by Şengün. I love when he goes up with power.
Smith against Randall. Now Highland. In overtime, here a minute and a half gone. Booyah! He sinks the triple.
Gotta D him up better than that. He's simply too good from beyond the arc.
Durant with it. Shoots a 3. Ooh, it misses. Now here's Randall. Tries the spin move. And there's the call on Amin Thompson. That's his first foul. And Minnesota with some changes. Rudy Gobert's checked in for Reed. Edwards comes in for Dosunmu. And it's DiVincenzo in for Highland. DiVincenzo against Eason. 5 on the clock. Now McDaniels. Unloads from 9. DiVincenzo. Durant with the rebound. Thompson driving inside, and he slams it down.
Tough to slow Thompson down when he's got a lane to the rim like that.
And it's Edwards with the ball for the T-Wolves. For 3. Randall outside. 6 to shoot. Yes! Locked in on the J.
Oh, a rugged competitor. Randall's teammates trust his ability to make plays in big moments.
Outside Durant. For the win. So it's a narrow victory for the Timberwolves, pulling it out for the W. They escape with the W, even though they needed a few extra minutes to pull it off.
And both teams gave their all. But when it came down to overtime, it was about who had more determination.
Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Rudy, you guys came to play tonight. Can you talk about the motivation right from the opening tip?
We just wanted to have a good defensive game, come out ready and make sure we communicate and run back because these guys are very talented and we did a great job.
The communication paid off. Thanks so much.
All right, thanks, Allie. And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.